So you want to travel using points and miles, but where do you start? The first step isn't picking a credit card, it's deciding where you want to go. In this video, I'll show you how to create a travel reward strategy by setting a goal, looking what's already in your wallet, and choosing a travel style that fits your budget and point strategy. Plus, I'll share my own travel plan, 6 months in Southeast Asia. The biggest mistake people make when starting with travel rewards is not having a plan. You can't just sign up for a credit card today and fly all over for free next month. It takes time to accumulate points and find the right redemptions. Start by asking yourself, where do I want to go? When do I want to go? How many points will I need? For example, I started in early 2024 that I wanted to spend the winter 2025-26 in Southeast Asia. That gave me 18 months to build up my points. Enough time to take advantage of welcome bonuses and maximize my spending. If your dream trip is this summer, you might not have time to collect enough points for a full business class redemption. But you could probably still earn enough to cover a flight, hotels, or other travel costs. But if you give yourself more time, maybe look at next summer, then you just might be able to do it. Once you have a destination in mind, the next step is to look at what's already in your wallet. Are you earning travel rewards with your everyday spending, or are you leaving points on the table? I started this points and miles journey with 2 credit cards already in my wallet. The RBC WestJet Mastercard and the RBC Visa Rewards card. In the past, these helped me save on flights, but I've learned that I need a better strategy if I want to take my bucket list trip. So let's talk about what I did, what I learned, and what's next. When I started my planning, I had 853 WestJet dollars in my account, just from everyday spending and some past flights. Pro tip here, always sign up for your credit card or airline email alerts. You do get a lot of emails and 90% of them aren't going to work for you, but you can just quickly scan them and delete them. Now and again though, that 10%, a deal comes through and it works for you and you can get some incredible deals. I knew those WestJet dollars weren't going to help me in my Southeast Asia trip, but I still had to get back and forth to Mexico for the 2024-25 season, since this is where I've been spending my winters. So when that email dropped in my inbox, I couldn't believe it. Held my breath, called to book, and I scored an amazing deal from Toronto to Cancun. $446, and I used 268 WestJet dollars, so I was $178 out of pocket. Oh, did I mention? This was premium class. You know, those front of the plane, big seats, 2 free check bags, priority check-in and boarding, free food and drink on the flight. Yep, I got that from Toronto to Cancun for $178. High five. Now, the return flight was not nearly as good, so I decided to wait for another deal to drop. I don't know if you've noticed, but flight costs have skyrocketed in the last couple of years. I watched, but the premium class was always showing way out of my price range. I'm talking $1,300 to $2,700 one way. Too rich for my blood. But then it happened. Another deal hit my inbox, and this time it was $809 for premium class, which was way below what I'd been seeing. Still pretty expensive, but wait, I still have 585 WestJet dollars in my account. Okay, we're booking. Paid $231 out of pocket. So my return flight in premium class from Toronto to Mexico ended up costing me about $400. I'm a happy traveler. So if you already have WestJet dollars, this could be a great way to book flights at a discount, especially during sales. So when I started looking at my trip overseas, I discovered WestJet's reward program sounds great, but then I realized they have limited partners. Unlike Aeroplan or Amex points, you can only transfer WestJet dollars to a few other airlines. There are limited redemption offers. You can only use them for WestJet flights and their limited code share partners, and even then, you still have to pay the taxes and the fees. They do have annual companion vouchers, which are good, but only for certain travelers. So what's a companion voucher? You book one ticket and your travel buddy flies for a discounted price, plus taxes and fees, but it's only useful if you frequently fly as a couple or with a travel buddy, you prefer flying WestJet, and you travel within Canada or US or the selected international routes that WestJet flies. For a solo traveler like me, this isn't a huge perk. So I need to find a better rewards program for my long-haul trip. This spring, WestJet is rolling out a new updated rewards program, which they say is going to be more beneficial. I won't go into all the details in this video, but I will put a link in the description below so you can go and check it out if you're interested. Now, the second card I had in my wallet was an RBC Visa Rewards card. I saw this as a basic points card and honestly never really paid much attention to it. I redeemed points for shopping and donations, but nothing travel related. But I recently learned that RBC reward points can be transferred to British Airways Avios and their affiliated airlines, meaning I could have used them for flights. If I'd known more about Avios back then, I could have used them in a much smarter way. Turns out I have actually built up some Avios points without realizing it. I have 5,932 points. Not much to speak of, but I can definitely hold them in my back pocket if I find a British Airways Avios deal at some point during my travel planning. So after figuring that the WestJet Rewards and the Visa Rewards card aren't the best fit for my goals, I started researching other credit cards that offer flexible points that transfer to multiple airlines, better international flight redemptions, and more ways to earn points faster. These cards helped me get started, but I realized they weren't the best for my long-term goals. Your travel style determines how you use your points. Like, do you want to fly business class, or do you prefer to stretch your points for multiple economy flights? Do you value free hotel stays, or are you fine with hostels and budget stays? For me, Southeast Asia is an affordable destination, except for a couple of stops. So I want to focus my points on flights with a couple of hotels in the pricier destinations. And I want to go in style. For those long-haul flights, I do not want to be stuck in economy. So where am I going? Like I said, my big goal is the 6 months trip to Southeast Asia. I want to visit places like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, and a few days in Singapore. Because I started planning early, I have enough time to collect enough points for flights from Canada and potentially some regional flights within Asia. In my next video, I'll talk about the first card I chose to help me reach my travel goals. Now it's your turn. Where do you want to go? Drop a comment below and tell me about your dream destination. If you're interested in learning how to use travel rewards as a Canadian, hit that subscribe button. I'm taking you along as I learn and plan my own dream trip, and I'd love for you to join me. Let's get this journey started together. Now, your homework is to figure out a plan. Where do you want to go? How much time do you have to collect points and save money? Because let's face it, your trip's not going to be completely free. But stretching the costs over a longer period of time through savings can elevate that trip to the next level. More on that as we work toward our goal. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll start putting our plan into action.